Sup boys, it's Gatman V back with another video, and today I got another banger for you. So today we're going to be going over one of Li Mei Darrius' bread and butter combos. This is the combo you're going to use to punish so that you can maintain pressure, establish good Oki, and bait mistakes, giving you the upper hand in the battle as long as you make the right reads on the opponent. So let's get into it. So to start this combo off, you're gonna start with our go-to punish string, the 1-2-4. And as soon as you're comfortable with hitting the 1-2-4 consistently, you're gonna cancel this into the Nova Blast. And right there, you already got 18%. This part is pretty easy. This is pretty much how you're gonna punish anybody. Most Li Mei players go something to that or this. It's really hard go-to way of punishing people whenever they make a mistake or do something unsafe on block. So once you're comfortable with the 1-2-4 and canceling that into the Nova Blast, you're gonna try throwing in the cameo. You want to call Darrius right before she does her Nova Blast. You can also do it right before you input the Nova Blast, and that kick should connect. Now at any point you feel like you can't get this to connect, it's because you're calling Darrius too late. So just make sure you're calling Darrius out before you input the Nova Blast or right before you see her starting up the Nova Blast. Now this combo has 3 different routes you can take after Darrius connects the kick, which is important for each situation that you're put in. The first route is the damaging route. You're just going for raw damage. The combo is pretty easy. The second route is more about the Oki and the setup. And then the third route is to bait mistakes. Most times you'll see people try to jump out of Darrius, and you can catch them while they're jumping with a lantern, or you can catch them with your projectile. And if they just block it, then you just get plus frames and you get to maintain your pressure. So we'll go over the first route, which is to do the double whammy. Now you have to dash up just a little bit to be able to put that input in, because you have to be near Darrius in order to do it. So get comfortable calling Darrius out, dashing up a little bit, and hitting the double whammy. Once you're comfortable with that, we can move on to the next step. Okay, so once you're comfortable with hitting the double whammy, you're gonna do a jump in into the 2-1-2, cancel that into the enhanced Nova Blast, which should look something like this. And then from here, you got 2 different routes. So the first route I'll show you, and that's just jumping back in with the 1-3 and then ending it on the flipping heel kick. And as you can see, you get about 45% just off that 1 bar in your cameo. Now the second route to that ender is to let them fall, hit them with the standing 4, and then do the chain reaction. And that's important because you get way more corner carry with that route. So if you want them in a corner, that's how you're gonna get them in a corner off that combo. So this route, the double whammy route, is purely about damage. Like you're just trying to cash out on your damage. They're probably already low, around 50% or something like that, and you just want to finish off the match or the round. Moving into the second route for this combo, after you get Darrius to hit, you're gonna go into Volleyballistic. You have to be pretty quick about calling him out, because you have to make sure that that jump kick that he's doing hits the opponent. If you're too late, it won't hit, and then you won't even get the setup opportunity. So practice doing that, dashing up, hitting him as he's falling. And then once you're comfortable with that, you can move on to the next step. So once you're comfortable with getting the volleyballistic to hit, you have a few different routes you can take after that point once Darrius is standing over them, behind them. So I like to set up the lantern, because what it does is if they try to jump out, they'll jump straight into the lantern. If they mash, they'll get popped up and they'll still hit the lantern. I keep doing the wrong one. So they'll still hit the lantern and you get 40% off of them trying to mash. So let's just go over this combo a little bit. So what you're doing is you're setting up the lantern after you dash up a little bit, and then you're jumping up there with the same ender to the first route. So you're just gonna jump up there, do your 2-1-2, cancel into the enhanced Nova Blast, jump back up there, 1-3, and then end with a flipping heel kick. And the whole setup does about 60% anyways. So they'll already be in a tough spot after eating this damage. You still have enough Oki to throw in your meaty back three. Now another route to that setup is if they're blocking high, you can just go in there at the same time, create a hard to blockable situation by doing your forward forward, which is a low, and they'll still get popped up. And then you'll just go into the same thing. You'll just jump back up there, 2-1-2, enhanced Nova Blast, and then end with your 1-4 and flipping heel kick. Now, if they're catching on to the low high mix up, the low overhead mix up, and they're guessing right every time, you can mix it up by doing a jump in, hard to blockable. It's a bit tricky. The time is a bit hard to get, but if you practice it enough, you'll get comfortable with it. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold down cameo as you're jumping in, and that's gonna put them into the air. And so because they're airborne for a split second, you can go in there with the 2-1-2 enhanced Nova Blast, and then the gravity is pretty unforgiving. So you're just gonna end with the stand forward into the chain reaction. Still pretty decent damage, but it's just another way to mix them up and have them guessing. So the third option off of Darrius hitting that first kick is to do the twister kicks. And what's so good about this route is you get them off of you, you put them in this place where they have to work to get back in, which can be a bit tricky on Li Mei if you play her right. You got the lanterns, you got her projectile. Now since the lantern is a whole overhead, they can't just wait around for it. They actually have to stand block. They actually have to respect that at full screen. So it puts you in a good situation, in a good spot after gaining the life lead. In addition to creating space, you also have a full screen mix up with Darrius if you just call him out on wake up, because you get another half a cameo bar left, so you can use Darrius one more time after landing that hit. And what that's gonna do is they don't want to get hit with this, so they're either gonna block and allow you to maintain your plus frames, which at this distance doesn't really mean much, but it's always nice to have plus frames just in case you want to go in and continue your pressure. And if they jump out, you have the lantern to bait them and get a full combo. You got the lantern there in case they jump. You can always just anti-air with her stand 1. On top of this, the full screen mix-up I was talking about, they have to guess between an overhead and a low. And from that distance, you can actually combo with your projectile. Another thing with this ender is if they hold and block, you get free jump ins and free pressure. Like, they still have to guess if they're just holding block, because you can go in with the low, you can go in with an overhead off your jump in. You can make Darrius do a low. And so the possibilities are endless. The guesses that they have to do, that they have to make each time they get knocked down, puts you in a position where if you're making the right read, they get stuck in this vortex where they really just have to hold pressure or just guess. The last route that I forgot to mention is also equally important. It doesn't do as much damage, but it can be important if you're trying to take away their meter or prevent them from breaking your next combo. You're just gonna do the double Daegon kick, and from that you get 33%, which isn't bad at all. But they lose their meter. They're at full screen, so I would recommend doing this maybe in a corner if possible, because then you get to keep your pressure. Because this takes your entire cameo meter, there's not much you can do at full screen unless you got life lead, in which you could just play that, you know, spam the projectiles, get your lantern up, all those things. But this route was also equally important, and I thought I should mention it. So that's gonna wrap it up for this combo guide. Make sure to practice all of those combo routes, because all of them are equally important. You don't know what type of situation you're gonna be in your matches. And it's always nice to have your opponent constantly guessing. Whenever you have your opponent guessing, you have the upper hand in battle. So get in the lab, do the dirty work, and once you perfect this team, wins are just gonna fall into your lap. So that's gonna do it for this combo guide. If you enjoyed and learned something new, drop a like on the video. And if you want to see more combo guides like this one, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on the next upload. I appreciate everyone who stuck around all the way into the end, but that's going to be it for me. So until next video, stay smooth, see you soon, and I'm out.
I'm a scat man.